Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture on applied hydraulics. In this video lecture, we'll be discussing about hydraulic turbines. We'll be discussing about Pelton wheel problems. Now, before we actually discuss about problems on Pelton wheel turbine or simply Pelton wheel, let us take a couple of minutes to discuss in brief regarding the velocity triangle diagram for Pelton wheel. Now, the angle made by the jet with respect to the direction of motion at the inlet, it varies from 1 to 3 degrees, but for all practical purposes the angle alpha is taken as 0. So the inlet velocity triangle diagram for a Pelton wheel turbine will be in the form of a straight line, and at outlet this is the velocity triangle diagram. Here the beta value is less than 90 degrees, that is it is acute. So depending upon again the value of beta, the outlet velocity triangle diagram will be varying. So if beta is equals to 90 degrees, VW2 will be equal to 0 and VF2 will be equal to V2, and if beta is greater than 90 degrees, then this again the velocity triangle diagram may change. In that case U2 will be greater than VR2 cos pi. Now before we actually discuss, let us discuss in brief regarding the design aspects of Pelton wheel. Now the following points have to be considered while designing a Pelton wheel. First one, the velocity of jet. The velocity of jet at the inlet of the turbine is given by the formula V1 is equals to CV into square root of 2gh, where CV is coefficient of velocity. Its value varies from 0.98 to 0.99, and h is the net head on the turbine. The velocity of the wheel, it is denoted by small u, and it is given by u is equals to ku into square root of 2gh, where ku is speed ratio. Its value varies from 0.43 to 0.48. The angle of deflection of jet. The angle of deflection of jet through the buckets is taken as 165 degrees if no angle of deflection is given. So if angle of deflection is 165 degrees, then pi will be equal to 180 minus this angle, that is it will be 15 degrees. The mean diameter of wheel. The mean diameter or pitch diameter of the wheel is given by the formula d is equals to 60u divided by pi n. Actually the velocity of wheel is given by the formula u is equals to pi dn by 60. So this formula d is equals to 60u divided by pi n is a modified version of it. Jet ratio. Jet ratio will be denoting it by m. It is defined as the ratio of pitch diameter of the Pelton wheel to the diameter of the jet, and this jet ratio will be denoting by m, and it is given by capital D by small d. For maximum hydraulic efficiency, this value of m should be in between 11 to 16. Here there are certain formulas for the bucket dimensions of the Pelton wheel. L by D should be in between 2 to 3, B by D it should be in between 3 to 4, D by D it should be in between 11 to 16, T by D it should be in between 0.8 to 1.2, and notch width it should be 1.1 times D plus 5 millimeter. Then coming to the number of jets, normally a Pelton wheel has one nozzle or one jet. However, more number of jets can be applied when more power is required for the same wheel. Theoretically we can go for 6 nozzles on a Pelton wheel, but from practical point of view we can provide 2 jets per runner for a vertical runner and 4 jets per runner for a horizontal runner. The number of jets we can obtain by dividing the total rate of flow, capital Q, by the rate of flow through one jet. So in this way we will be getting the number of jets. The number of buckets is given by the formula number of buckets Z is equals to 15 plus capital D divided by 2D. So here capital D is the diameter of the wheel and small d is the diameter of the jet. So the number of buckets for a Pelton wheel, it should be such that the jet is always intercepted by the bucket, so that volumetric efficiency is close to unity. Now coming to a problem. A Pelton wheel has a mean bucket speed of 10 meters per second with a jet of water flowing at a rate of 700 liters per second under a head of 30 meters. The bucket deflects the jet through an angle of 160 degrees. Calculate the power given by the water to the runner and hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. Assume the coefficient of velocity as 0.98. Here, if you go through the problem statement, the Pelton wheel mean bucket speed, that is U, is given, which is 10 meters per second, and the rate of flow of water through the jet is given, which is 700 liters per second, and the net head at the inlet of the turbine is given, which is 30 meters, and angle of deflection is given, which is 160 degrees. Now peripheral velocity U is 10 meters, as I have mentioned. Rate of flow, which is Q, it is 0.7 meter cube per second, and head at the inlet of the turbine is 30 meters. Now based upon the angle of deflection of the jet, which is 160 degrees, we can obtain the value of pi, which is 180 minus 160, that is 20 degrees. Now this is the velocity triangle diagram. As I said, the inlet velocity triangle diagram will be a straight line, and this is the outlet velocity triangle diagram. Now the velocity of the jet is given by the formula V1 is equals to Cv into square root of 2gh. So here the net head has been mentioned, which is 30 meters. So if we substitute all the values, that is Cv is equals to 0.98 and net head as 30 meters, we will be getting the velocity of jet, which is 23.77 meters per second. Now from the inlet velocity triangle diagram, the relative velocity with which the jet strikes the vane, it will be algebraic difference between the value of velocity of jet and velocity of the vane. So 23.77 minus 10, we will be getting the relative velocity as 13.77 meters per second, and the whirl velocity is equal to the velocity of jet, since the inlet velocity triangle diagram is a straight line. Now from the outlet velocity triangle, here you can see we can write as VR2 is equals to VR1, since they have not mentioned that whether the vane is smooth or vane is rough. So here we will be assuming the vane surface to be smooth. So if we assume the vane surface to be smooth, we can say that the relative velocity at the outlet is equals to the relative velocity at inlet, which is 13.77 meters per second, and VW2 is given by VR2 cos pi minus U, and if we substitute all those values, we will be getting it as 2.94 meter per second. Now work done by the jet per second on the runner is given by this formula. Rho A V1 is nothing but mass of water striking per second into VW1 plus VW2 into U. Now if we substitute all those values, we will be getting the value of work done as 186970 Newton meter per second. Now work done per second by the jet is nothing but power given by the water to the runner. So 186970, we can rewrite it as 186.97 kilowatts. The hydraulic efficiency of the turbine eta h is given by the formula 2 into VW1 plus VW2 divided by V1 square into U. So if we substitute all those values, the hydraulic efficiency is 0.9454, which is 94.54%. Coming to another problem. A Pelton wheel having a mean bucket diameter of 1.2 meter is running at 1000 rpm. The net head on the Pelton wheel is 840 meters. If the side clearance angle is 15 degree and discharge through the nozzle is 0.12 meter cube per second, determine the power available at the nozzle and hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. So if we just go through the problem statement, so here the mean bucket diameter is given, that is capital D, which is 1.2 meter, and the number of rotations of the wheel is given, which is 1000 rpm, capital N. The net head is also been mentioned, which is 840 meters, and the side clearance angle is given, which is 15 degrees. This is nothing but pi. So we are supposed to find the power available at the nozzle and hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. Now, as I have mentioned, capital D is given, that is mean diameter of the Pelton wheel, which is 1.2 meters, and speed of the wheel is given 1000 rpm. Now, based upon this data, we can find the tangential velocity. The tangential velocity or the peripheral velocity of the wheel is given by u is equals to pi dn by 60. So if we substitute all those values, we will be getting as 62.83 meters per second. And the net head at the inlet of the turbine is 840 meters. So velocity of the jet at inlet v1 is given by cv into square root of 2gh. Let us assume the coefficient of velocity as 1. So if we substitute the value, we will be getting the velocity of jet as 128.83 meters per second. Now, power available at the nozzle is given by the formula omega QH. So omega is specific weight of water. So its value is 9810 Newton per meter cube. So if we substitute this values, the other details of discharge and head, we will be getting the power available at the nozzle. So 9810 into 0.12 into 840. If we divide it by 1000, directly we will be getting the value in kilowatts. The hydraulic efficiency is given by the formula eta h is equals to 2 into v1 minus u into 1 plus k cos pi divided by v1 square into u. So here k is 1. Since it has not been mentioned whether the blade surface is rough or smooth, so we will be assuming the value of k to be 1. So if we substitute all other values like v1, the value of v1 and u and pi and other details, we will be getting the hydraulic efficiency as 0.982, which is 98.2%. Coming to another problem, a Pelton wheel has to be designed for the following specification. Shaft power is given, that is 9560 kilowatts. Head is given 350 meters. Speed is given 750 rpm. Overall efficiency of the turbine is given 85%. Jet diameter should not exceed 1/6 of the wheel diameter, that is D should not exceed 1/6 of capital D. So we are supposed to determine the wheel diameter, the diameter of the jet, and the number of jets required. So here coefficient of velocity is given, CV is 0.985 and speed ratio, which is 0.45. Now, as I have mentioned, shaft power is given, which is 9560 kilowatts. Head at the inlet of the turbine is given, which is 350 meters. Speed of the turbine is given, N is 750 rpm. Overall efficiency is given, that is 85%. Now, the velocity of the jet is given by the formula V1 is equals to CV into square root of 2GH. So if we substitute all the values, so coefficient of velocity is 0.985 and the net head is 350 meters. So if we substitute all those values, we will be getting the velocity of the jet as 81.62 meters per second. The vane or bucket velocity u is given by the formula u is equals to ku into square root of 2gh. So here the value of ku is 0.45. So if we substitute all other values, we will be getting the vane velocity as 37.29 meters per second. Also, the vane velocity or peripheral velocity is given by the formula u is equals to pi dn divided by 60. So if we simplify for d is equals to 60u divided by pi n. So if we substitute all other values like u, n, we will be getting the diameter of the wheel as 0.95 meters. Now the diameter of jet, they have mentioned that it should not exceed 1/6 the diameter of the runner or wheel. So 1/6 of 0.95 is 0.158 meters. The discharge of one jet is given by the area of jet into velocity of jet. So the diameter of jet has been calculated, which is 0.158, and velocity of the jet has been calculated, which is 81.62. So if substitute these values, we'll be getting the discharge through one jet, which is 1.6 meter cube per second. The overall efficiency is given by the ratio of shaft power to water power. Therefore, water power will be equal to shaft power divided by overall efficiency. So water power is 9560 divided by 0.85. So if we substitute and if we simplify, it is 11,247.05 kilowatts. Now the water power is given by the formula omega QH. Therefore Q is equals to water power divided by omega into H. Omega into H. Actually, I need to mention here omega into H. So discharge capital Q, if I substitute and if I simplify, I'll be getting it as 3.27 meter cube per second. Therefore, the number of jets will be equal to the total discharge and discharge through one jet. That is, number of jets will be the ratio of total discharge divided by discharge through one jet. That is capital Q divided by small q. So this value is, we'll be getting it as 2. Coming to another problem, a Pelton wheel is receiving water from a penstock with a gross head of 510 meters. 1/3 of the gross head is lost due to friction in the penstock. The rate of flow through the nozzle fitted at the end of the penstock is 2.2 meter cube per second. The angle of deflection of the jet is 165 degrees. Determine the power given by the water to the runner and hydraulic efficiency of the Pelton wheel. Now, if we just go through the problem statement, here the gross head has been mentioned. Gross head, we will be denoting it as Hg, which is 510 meters. And it has been mentioned that the head loss due to friction is 1/3 the gross head, that is 510 divided by 3, it is 170 meters. The net head is given by the gross head minus the loss of head due to friction, which is 340 meters. And discharge is given, which is 2.2 meter cube per second, and angle of deflection has been mentioned, which is 165 degrees. Therefore, pi is given by 180 minus angle of deflection, which is 15 degrees. And actually I have not taken this. The coefficient of I have not written in the problem statement. So coefficient of velocity CV, it should be 1, and speed ratio is 0.45. Now this is the velocity triangle diagram for the Pelton wheel. So velocity of jet V1 is calculated using the formula CV into square root of 2gh. So here CV is 1 into square root of 2gh, h which is the net head, it is 340 meters. So if we substitute the values, we will be getting it as 81.675 meters. And vane velocity is given by u is equals to ku into square root of 2gh. If we substitute these values, we will be getting it as 36.75 meters per second. Now, so if we refer the figure, the relative velocity at the inlet with which the jet strikes the vane is the arithmetic difference between the velocity of jet and vane velocity. So VR1 will be equal to V1 minus U, it is 44.92 meters per second. And from outlet velocity triangle diagram, we have VR2 is equals to VR1. So since in this problem also they have not mentioned like whether the vane surface is smooth or rough, so here we will be assuming it to be smooth. So VR2 will be equal to VR1, which is 44.92 meters per second. And so if we refer this outlet velocity triangle diagram, VR2 cos pi is equals to U2 plus VW2. Therefore, if we simplify for VW2, VW2 is equals to VR2 cos pi minus U, which is 6.64 meters per second. Now, the work done by the jet on the runner is given by the formula rho into Q into VW1 plus VW2 into U. Actually, rho into A V1. A into V is nothing but the discharge. Since here it is only one jet, so A into V1 is the discharge. So directly I have mentioned it as rho Q. So rho Q into VW1 plus VW2 into U. So if we substitute all those values, we'll be getting the work done by the jet on the runner as 7139.86 kilowatts. The power given by the water to the runner is 7139.86 kilowatt, and hydraulic efficiency of the Pelton wheel is given by the formula 2 into VW1 plus VW2 divided by V1 square into U. So if we substitute all those values, the efficiency is 0.973 and in percentage it is 97.3 percentage. Coming to another problem, the water available for the Pelton wheel is 4 meter cube per second, and the total head from the reservoir to the nozzle is 250 meters. The turbine has 2 runners with 2 jets per runner. All the 4 jets have same diameter. The pipe is 3 kilometers long. The efficiency of the transmission through the pipeline and the nozzle is 91%, and the efficiency of each runner is 90%. The velocity coefficient of each nozzle is 0.975 and coefficient of friction 4F for the pipe is 0.0045. Determine the power developed by the turbine and the diameter of the jet, the diameter of the pipeline. So if we go through the problem, the total discharge is given, which is 4 meter cube per second, and total head from the reservoir to the nozzle is given, which is 250 meter. This is actually gross head, and it has been mentioned that the pipe is 3 kilometers long and the efficiency of transmission is 91%. It means that 9% is losses. So 9% of 250 meters is the head lost. So in order to get the net head, we need to deduct the head loss, and the efficiency of the each runner is given, which is 90%, which is overall efficiency, and coefficient of velocity is given, which is 0.975, and the coefficient of friction is given, which is 0.0045. Now head lost HF is given by 9% of the total head, which is 9 divided by 100 into H. So if we substitute and simplify, we'll be getting it as 22.5 meters. Therefore the net head is gross head minus head lost, which is 22.75 meters. The velocity of the jet is given by the formula Cv into square root of 2gh. So here we have determined the net head, which is 227.5 meters. So if we substitute and simplify, we'll be getting the velocity of the jet as 65.14 meters per second, and the water power is given by the formula the kinetic energy of the jet per second, which is half m v1 square. So here m is the mass of water striking per second, which is rho a v1. So if we substitute all the values, so actually here a v1 is q. If we substitute all these values, we'll be getting the water power as 8486.44 kilowatts. Now hydraulic efficiency is given by the ratio of power developed by the turbine to the water power, and the efficiency, therefore we can say the power developed by the turbine is 0.9 times the water power, so which is 7637.8 kilowatts. Now in order to find the diameter of the jet, so the discharge per jet is total discharge divided by number of jets, which is 1 meter cube per second. So the discharge through one jet is 1 meter cube, which is which is product of area of jet into velocity of water through the jet. So if we substitute and if we simplify, we'll be getting the diameter of the jet as 0.14 meters. And head loss due to the friction is given by the formula HF is equals to 4FLV square divided by 2GD. So by continuity equation, the velocity is given by the total discharge divided by area. Area I can mention it as, since it is a pipe, so area of the pipe is pi by 4 d square. So velocity through the pipe, if I simplify, it is 4q divided by pi d square. The same I can substitute here. So HF is given by 0.0045 into 3000 which is the length, into I have substituted here the value of velocity divided by 2GD. So if we simplify for d raised to 5 is 17.847 divided by 22.5, and if we simplify it is 0.955 meters.